This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the subscribe button like 2 or 3 more times. Okay, let's get right into it. So the whole Tekashi thing's wrapped up. Now, let's there's different perspectives going on right now. This was really an attack on hip hop, really. Let's analyze this. But before we get into that, let's get into this. GreatLakeAce got the new video out called Dope Money Remix featuring Catch Out Calhoun. Make sure you go check it out on his YouTube right now.
I was 23, making 28 jumps.
And if you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Make sure you hit me up and we'll figure that out. Okay, so let's get right into it. So other people that were there, like I know BBN said he was there. They actually attended the court case, and they kind of confirmed certain things that you could kind of read in the transcripts. But it's a different energy when you're there. BBN was there. I think some other outlets were there reporting live, even some news, like real news outlets. So you can kind of take away the vibe in there. And they were really trying to throw rappers away. Cardi B, they were trying to say he might have been influenced by her to get gang affiliation and get in. And then, everyone got confused trying to say that Tekashi said she was not trained when really he didn't say that. He just confirmed she was a blood, not what kind. Okay. Brim. Then he also confirmed that Trippie Redd was Brim and they had a problem. Then he was confirming that Casanova has blood ties and he was a rival. Then they even tried to throw, Jim Jones kind of outed himself by talking with Mel on the phone because, as we know, he's known Mel for the past 15 years, okay? And Mel used to be signed to Bird Gang, and they're trying to tie Jim Jones. It seems like they're trying to form a narrative where Jim Jones was almost shot calling there, how we know that that's not the truth, but it seems like they're trying to form a way where Jim Jones is the capo and Mel was under him, when we know that Jim Jones is just a rapper, okay? That knows people that are in that life, okay? Jim Jones wasn't calling shots like that. We know that. He's a legitimate rapper, okay? That has friends that do that. But the problem with having friends like that and talking like that on the phone, which they always tell you in all the movies, get off the phone. Even BMF Big Meech said the phone is what brought them down because his brother was talking on the phone too much and they had phone recordings of things. Then they paint a big case around it, and that's where I'm kind of worried for Jim Jones. Because just that being brought up in the way it sounded like he was calling shots on Tekashi, they might try to paint that narrative, which is scary. Okay, so, but it will require people to flip on him and say that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. BBN and some other people confirmed that they were also trying to bring 50 up in the incident that happened in This Is 50 building when they caught the guy that was affiliated with Rap-A-Lot and the other guy that had Tekashi before the Treyway. I forget the name of that kid, but he was the first one that had, I think that's the one who put his name on the most recent Tekashi album that came out. What was his name? You guys will tell me in the comments. You're good at that. But he was a guy that they had a problem with. Tekashi had a problem with at the moment. And, they took their stuff, right? But they were trying to tie that because Crippy is Monster's brother. Okay, so Monster is 50's security forever. His brother Crippy was Tekashi's security. So they were trying to make a link that Monster warned Crippy that these people were in the building and to get him. Tekashi shut that down immediately. I also saw in another testimony, this is how they were trying. They got to work and build things up. And I saw they were saying, oh, how do you know the lingo 50 out? Or I forget the lingo they used. And he was like, how did they know that? And I thought that was a way they were going to try to bring 50 in, as well. Like, speaking of 50 lingo, what about 50 Cent? I was like, But 50 always knew something was, even on the record with Tekashi said, I am that gang. But Tekashi didn't play into that. He said, we got the information from somebody else that works within that building, nothing to do with 50. So, but they're trying to bring in as many rappers as possible. So far, like Casanova, Frenchie, BSM, if you consider him. You got Cardi B, Trippie Redd. Just a ton of names were brought up. I mean, I would be nervous if I ever did a record with Tekashi that I could have been brought up in those 3 days, Cardi B, obviously, it shows that she doesn't do her research before she responds to things, because she responded just off of people telling her that Tekashi did this, when Tekashi never said she was 9 Trey. He just said she was Blood. And she admits to being Blood in the GQ magazine, so it's no secret. Just like it's no secret that Jim Jones is affiliated with the Bloods. He's been doing that since like 2002. Publicly. Okay? So I don't know. A lot of things are going on. They're trying to paint the hip-hop industry, which I'm not going to lie, okay? Recently, these younger kids seem to be doing more crime and rapping about it and making it bad, like those kind of kids that are talking about scamming and this and that, or they do a crime and they rap the whole thing. It's not good for the culture, because the whole thing is the culture is popular because it makes money now. Corporations want to be attached to it. If you start painting this picture that it's affiliated with gangs and stuff, Sprite, Coke, Coke, who owns Sprite, Pepsi, these huge brands won't support it anymore, and that will be bad. So, this is getting off topic. I don't agree with all these young kids. Just they're ruining they're hurting their chances for making money. Just like Tekashi was never going to get a big brand sponsorship because he was so public with his affiliations. He had totally ruined that. You know how long it took Jay-Z it took him 5 to 10 years just to get, into a space where he was non-threatening and getting Heineken and everything, So it takes time to get that. It's not even a stink. It's real life, but to a corporation, it's a stink, and you don't want that on you. Anyways, guys, I will check you guys in the next one. This was just kind of wrapping things up and looking at a different perspective. I got fresh news coming right away after this. GreatLakeAce got the new video out called Dope Money Remix featuring Catch Out Calhoun. Make sure you go check it out on his YouTube right now.
I was 23 making 28 jump. I was 19 with the 16 in the trunk.